You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beers talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 454 of the Battle Heroes Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Garana, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I'm hoping better than the last Spanish episode. I think my connection should be good. We're a week away from gobble gobble time. So Turkey Day is upon us.
And this is actually a special episode because it was an unexpected episode. This was not supposed to happen. We were not supposed to have a show. But the MLS just randomly threw out the calendar November 20th for apparent no reason, 2 days before the second round of the playoffs. The MLS does such a crappy job at everything they do. If you want to properly promote this league, how about you start giving it reasons to get excited? How about you wait until the offseason when everybody's kind of just waiting around for something to happen? You're like, you know what? Guess what? Next Thursday,
Schedule drop.
And then everybody gets excited. You start thinking, oh, gotta make my plans. Road trip here, airplane there. Oh, what's the first home game? But no, you just randomly do it. Nobody's expecting it. We're all anticipating. We're finally excited for playoff soccer. You're like, you know what? Let's just have a throwaway. Here's the schedule release so that you just look at it and then you forget about it tomorrow. And like they did such a horrible job of this. I'm so disappointed. But anyway, it is what it is. We now have a schedule now.
I feel like it's dumb because, like you said, it's a throwaway. You present it, people look at it, and playoffs are like 4 days away from now, 3 days away from now. And so you literally give it no time to sit on the shelf so people can consume it and do like what you said, plan trips, birthdays around that time, right? There's things that you want to plan around some of those games. And now people just don't care at the moment. Like, it's out there right now for the next 24 hours, but after that, it's playoff time.
Yeah, it was really dumb. And I know I tweeted that, and Will from MLS Moves replied, you know, half the league is already out of the playoffs. It doesn't matter, though. The playoffs still going on. If you want the MLS to matter, people are still thinking about the playoffs.
Let them watch the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is something that's supposed to be special. The NFL knows what they're doing. The NFL makes it like a whole event. They let you know a couple days ahead, like, hey, this is happening on Thursday night and 8 o'clock, and then the leagues start throughout the day. But everybody's waiting for 8 o'clock for the actual thing, and everybody's focused in it. And now the next day, okay, what's the positives? What are the negatives? You know, what's the longest homestand? What's the longest road trip? You know, it just really sucks. Y'all are late. Okay. So we're not late. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So now, in terms of no episode at all, we're really early.
Yes, we are very early. And Mark Navarez is asking, what is up, fellas? Would Miami Freedom Park be completed by April? I'm coming from out of town to see a game. Apparently, April 4th.
Yeah.
It's ready.
It'll be ready by then. Yes, the villain shirt has been on the site for over a month. We have it in black. We have it in pink. We have it in the Dolphins throwback from last year color with the orange herons. And then we also have it in the baby blue with pink that they were rocking for the alternate jersey. So we have 4 different variations. So if you get on batterfans.com, the villain shirt is available. So go ahead and check that out. Yeah.
And this is another thing, Danny. Muhammad is saying, I like Colorado and Salt Lake video. They're in the off season at the moment. They had time to make a video. We don't have a video. We just had a presser like, hey, schedule's out. Click the link below and, check it out. Mitch is saying it's crazy. They have the NFL playbook in front of them. MLS literally has dates for everything. roster rules, free agency, even the awards, decision day, etc. Why not have a scheduled drop day? Mitch, you are the GOAT of the day.
No, it's idiotic. And you know what the worst part is? If they were going to do it this week, which it still makes no sense to me, but if they were going to do it this week, they could at least let people like anticipate, like, hey, by the way, tomorrow we're dropping the schedule. And like yesterday, you would have been like, ooh, oh shit,
let
it's
everything
coming. Why is it coming? Well, I don't know, but hey, let's get excited about it. But no, they just randomly dumped it on us. But you know, it is what it is. I haven't even had a chance to really look at it. I know I found out because my brother texted me while I was at work, and he said, oh, April 4th, apparently Miami Freedom Park's first game. I was like, how does he know that? And then turns out they dropped the schedule. And because I've been at work and then I went to my daughter's soccer practice, I haven't even looked at – when I look at it, I glanced at it, right? I saw the opening game. I saw the second game, which is Orlando, and then I saw April 4th against Austin. I haven't looked at the rest. I haven't had a chance. So this could be either really bad podcasting or really good podcasting because you'll get a genuine reaction. Really bad podcasting because usually this is done mid-December, and Chris and I usually have a calendar, and I usually add in the CCC games, the possible Open Cup games, and I make like our own graphic where you can see like the congestion in the schedule. We have nothing today. Like this is just here it is. Here's our reaction. I know Chris has had a little better look at it because he did Las Garzas at 9:30. Right. But so I have no look what we're about to look at. But so there it is. Chris, you were going to say something?
I was, but I totally forgot. So I guess we'll just get into it. Schedule was released. Random. I remember what I was going to say. So what I was going to say was if they would have randomly said, you know, hey, we're going to release it on such and such date, it could have given people like Fabian Renkel to go get, you know, sneak peeks from other people, give us a game or two. Franco Panko would have been able to sit in the bushes, spy on Jorge Mas, see what date we're going to be playing another team. Like that could have been a possibility.
All right. So I'm going to ask you what I usually ask you every year. And then in the chat, you guys jump in. I know the chat's a little light. We came on really late, but we felt like this is a big day. Like this is a big episode. This is a big situation. So we feel like we're the flagship podcast, fan podcast for the Inter Miami. So we have to drop a show. Shout out to Matt, SoFlo Soccer. If you haven't checked out his show, he's awesome also. So we felt like we need to drop something, right? So we came on late, 10:30, I know. But we appreciate the people that are alive with us. So I am going to go ahead and ask Chris a question, and I want the chat to answer also. When the schedule releases and it pops up on your screen, whether it be your phone, your computer, whatever it may be, what is the very first thing you look
for? The first thing I look for are birthdays. That's the first thing I always look for. Gravitate towards.
What do we start? Who are we starting the season against with? That's what I look at first.
Yeah.
And then that's
a good observation.
What's the first home game? And then after that, I'm like you. I look for birthdays.
Austin.
Yeah, I look for birthdays more than anything because those are the games I usually can't go to, right? Because if it's lands on my wife's birthday, I know I gotta miss that game. My birthday, I might be able to go to. So those are the first three things that I look for. Gus says he looks for first home game. He's looking for Inter and Palmeiras. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to wait another couple years for that one. Boss Daddy says, look for my birthday, July 19th. Then remember this, the World Cup. Yeah. Well, I remember that also. My wife, I'm not gonna have to worry about July 15th because the World Cup will be happening. Yeah. So first home
Mitch
game
is actually. Mitch is saying here, I look at what West Coast trips we're making. 2 in the first month, and then no long trips to the rest of the way. And Mark looks at the closest away game. That's cool. And then look, Matty Ice also feels the same. Looks for home openers and birthdays. Solid.
All right. So maybe that's a very common thing.
Mitch saying first third of the season. Yeah, for sure.
So because, and like I said, this is maybe a bad podcast because I'm not prepared with like graphics and stuff, but because I wanted to get something of substance before I gave you my live reaction, I did go on ChatGPT and I said, give me bullet points of Inter Miami's 2026 schedule. So, want to hear what it gave? It said,
well, before you answer that,
go ahead.
Soccer Daddy's saying no Vancouver match, and I think that there's no Sporting KC match. Like, we went in the snow, and then the MLS is like, let's not do that ever again.
Well, we played those two teams in the CCC. We're not playing them in the regular season.
Yeah.
So, according to ChatGPT, some of the bullet points: season opener, February 21st, LAFC in the Memorial Coliseum. So it's going to be a big event, which I think is cool. Sun versus Messi.
Yes.
Everybody's hoping to get that as an MLS Cup final. So if by some chance they both make it to the MLS Cup final, that would be a cool rematch. I mean, it's going to be tough, right?
Like
LAFC has to get past Vancouver. Miami has to make it also. But so that's going to be a big time opening game. And then season opener, Miami Freedom Park, April 4th against Austin FC. Whack. It was going to be the first ever trip to Colorado. We never had a trip to Colorado. Yeah. Well, I needed a quick bullet point. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to look at anything. First trip to Colorado ever.
ChatGPT, by the
Okay.
way.
So that'll be cool. We have a midweek match against Salt Lake. The World Cup break is from May 25th to July 16th. The All-Star game, I thought they might not be an All-Star game this year. Apparently it's going to be on July 29th. We play San Diego FC for the first time ever. And it would be at home on September 20th. Decision day, November 7th. Okay, so a couple things that we can get into.
We also play against Phil Neville at home.
Phil Neville might not be the coach by then.
And Mitch Robinson it's telling you, Danny, you better calm down. What do you mean whack? It's the return of Robert Taylor. We're introducing the stadium.
Robert Taylor won't be on Austin by then either. And we have 7 weekday games.
It's a lock.
7 midweek games. That's rough. I hate those midweek games. The only positive is that only 3 of them are at home. And 4 of them are away. Salt Lake, Cincinnati, Union, and Chicago are midweek games. And then at home, it's Chicago, NYCFC, and Cincinnati midweek games. All right.
So we got to put it.
Those are some of the highlights.
Before we do, Soccer Daddy's saying Chris might have bought April 4th tickets already. I already got season tickets. So
we have season tickets. So
Danny's got season tickets. We got season tickets. We're locked in. Okay.
Yeah.
Soccer Daddy with tremendous respect here. Taylor Golasso.
How cool would it be if he ends up scoring the first goal ever at that stadium? That would be pretty badass, right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
He's not going to play in the game. He's not going to be part of Austin by then, but that would have been pretty cool.
And it's me, JV says, Danny Dumais deceived me. Chris still hasn't shaved his beard off. Shame. Manny still sucks, by the way. Manny does still suck.
Oh, that's awesome. And yes, Chris.
And
Chris
then
said he was going to shave
Boss
his beard.
Daddy Messi coming to Orlando. I didn't say I was. I didn't say I was. It wasn't locked into place. Okay. This is the interesting part. If you want, we could bring up the schedule, but Joker, shout out to Joker out in Siberia. 4-hour trip back from Orlando on a Sunday. Still got to make it to work on Monday. So do you I guess we can go through the schedule now, no?
Yeah. Here, let me put it up. I'm gonna put it in 2. I'm gonna put it in halves. So here's the first half.
Okay.
Oops, no, that's the second half.
All right.
Sorry. First half is
no, that's the second half. So the interesting thing I saw about this first half is they placed the Orlando game at Orlando, second game, March 1st. That's a lock, guarantee that Messi will finally be playing in Disney World.
No, that's not a lock.
You don't think so?
No. Champions Cup is going to be played that weekend between Orlando and DC. There's a chance that they sit him out for the Champions Cup.
No, that's diabolical. You think so? That early?
100%. Yeah. Why? Of course. I don't know who we matched
Wow,
up with, but that's usually how I just try to look it up. They don't have the
schedule.
Champions Cup schedule up. Yeah, at least let me look. Coca-Cola. I'll see if I can find it. But there's a chance
And also,
that
also
these up.
the boys in Spanish, Solana and Xavier Lavos, they mentioned how hard the beginning of the schedule is. Not just the fact that we're away, but these opponents that we have: LAFC, Orlando, DC United's whatever. It's the DC Benteques, and then you got Charlotte and NYCFC. 5 games straight on the road for a month. Those games could potentially kind of put us at a bad spot in terms of the record.
So as far as Champions Cup goes, our first game for Champions Cup will be the weekend or the weekday. So we're gonna play before we play LAFC. We'll play our first Champions Cup game, and then after it, we play our second leg, which will be the 24th, 25th, 26th. So by the time we play Orlando, that'll be the 4th game technically.
Technically, yes.
He's not going to Orlando. And then
how furious would they be?
And then he plays DC, and then between DC and Charlotte, we'd have our next round if they were to qualify. See, this is why I like making the other graphic. Remember that other graphic I've made in years past? If you've never watched this before in schedule releases, I usually make a graphic and I put in like in between where the Champions Cup games is. But of course, MLS didn't even give me a heads up, and we're just kind of spitballing this. But it's nice to know when
it could have been like this,
games, right? And I would have put the Champions Cup games in between and whatnot. But we'll work with what we got for now. I'll do one later on. So yes, for those saying that it's a lock, Orlando, I wouldn't say it's a lock. It's far from a lock. Now, go ahead.
No, and then moving on to the first game ever in Miami Freedom Park, April 4th against.
Well, before
Austin,
we get to that, before we get to that,
yeah,
we start the regular season off with 5 games on the road, but we are going to have some home games for the Champions Cup, and those games are more than likely played at Chase Stadium. So for those of you that are missing Chase Stadium and like, oh, I'm going to miss those days, you probably have a couple more left, at least one.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
Yeah. But go ahead, Chris.
So getting back to the home opener, right? Miami Freedom Park. Finally, not only do we get the schedule release, but for us Inter Miami fans, we do get essentially the first day of opening for the Freedom Park. And against Austin, I think it was stupid. Look at Rico De La Vega saying Solana and Xavier speak better English than Chris or Danny.
Fair.
I don't know what that was for.
So why do you think? Oh,
I mean, I read the thesaurus and encyclopedia. Danny writes freaking words of the day. Like I used to do this. I still do the same thing, writing words down. Like this guy's just straight shooting strays at us.
It's okay. I think they did a great job starting the season against LAFC. I feel like that first game ever, they could have done something better. Like they could have given us someone. They could have given us Orlando, like something. Philadelphia.
That's what
Cincinnati,
I said.
Atlanta, somebody.
That's what I said in the Spanish show. I said they should have given us Orlando, and it's funny because Xavier said they could have given us Philly, and then Solana mentioned Atlanta. I think it's weird because I asked the question, and I'll ask it to you now. Do you think that Inter Miami had any chance or choice of picking who they would have played for their home opener? Or is this just MLS saying, we're going to give you guys a cupcake? We're going to give you guys a cupcake here.
Well, first of all, it's not a cupcake because Austin has really good defense. But, this year, right? The teams change from year to year. But I would assume that they didn't have the decision, because if they had the decision, I would assume that they'd pick better than this. I can't imagine that they would willingly pick Austin over all the other options.
All teams like Austin.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Whatever. So to start the season,
Well,
5 road games. LAFC,
yeah,
Orlando, DC United, Charlotte, and NYCFC. 4 of those first 5 games are against playoff teams. So it's definitely not going to be an easy start to the season.
yeah. And then after that, after the 4th of April, we do wait a week and still have another home game against the Rebel team that we literally destroy every home game. So look forward to like a 5-goal blaster that game.
You know what's interesting though? That the last 2 times we've played the Red Bulls have been on your birthday or like right on your like. And this year they changed it because it's usually that Orlando game.
On my birthday is May 4th is typically they'll play it there, but they decided to bring Orlando in town just a couple days before my birthday. So that's nice.
Yeah. So the last 2 years has been the Red Bulls, and we've mollywopped them both those games.
Yes. And then we hit the road on the 18th of April and the 22nd of April, where we decide to go to the middle of nowhere. We go to Denver and we go to Utah.
To Real Salt Lake, yeah. And while Chris gets frozen there, now I have seen some accounts from Colorado and Real Salt Lake that are really hyped because they say Messi's coming. Like, how awesome is this? Messi's actually going to play in Denver. He's actually going to play in Utah. Don't hold your breath. Messi doesn't really make too many of those West Coast trips. So, I think it sucks because they are really excited about hosting Messi, both those cities. I think there's a chance that he might not play in either one of those. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll surprise us. But I wouldn't hold my breath if I was living in Colorado or Salt Lake.
So far, you have him missing mad away games. That's what you have. You have him missing Orlando. You have him missing Colorado. You have him missing RSL. I mean, is he gonna miss Charlotte because that's on turf?
Maybe. I don't think he'll miss that one. How terrible is this? So he's playing in the Coliseum for LAFC. Then he has to play in Orlando, which he'll probably miss. Then he goes to DC. Then he plays on turf in Charlotte. Plays on a baseball stadium right after that. It's really, a hot mess to start the season. And then we have Orlando again on May 2nd. So we play them. Yeah, his daily hate mail. We play them twice in the first 10 games or so, 12 games. And then we have to go to Toronto, Cincinnati,
so
and we host
leave
Portland,
the middle of the map. Let's not forget though, Danny, they do come back home because they have to also make sure they bring in a Campana.
He's not going to be there
25th.
either.
So
he's not going to be. He's not going to be in New England by then.
You think Campana's not going to be with the refs? So you think Robert Taylor's not going to be with Austin?
He said himself he's only going to be on the rest for a year. He doesn't want to be there for 2 years.
Okay. All right. So then we're going to bring in Chankalai. He's going to be coming in. And then the 2nd of May, 2 days before my birthday, we'll play against Orlando. And then May 9th, we'll be flying out to Toronto and then just come right down to Ohio in Cincinnati and play on May 13th.
Shout out Joe Kerr. Is this something that you are speculating, or is this something that they announced? It's a serious question. Like I said, I'm just now looking at the schedule for the first time now, so I don't know if this is speculation or if this is something that was actually announced.
Nice. Well, look at this, Danny. I think you might be onto something. Soccer Daddy saying Campana is going to go to Premier League. Yeah.
Maybe the Aussie Premier League.
Oh, you're a hater, bro. He played the Club World Cup.
He what? And the Soccer Daddy said it's
what is that? That New Zealand
stadium. Oh,
sorry, it's super clunky.
No, it's okay. Yeah, the Aussie team. I know what you're talking about now. All right. So we got
Yeah.
Orlando at home, then Toronto away, Cincinnati away. Then we host maybe Neville if he's still on the team. Then we host Philadelphia, we host Chicago. Now, obviously,
And-
after going on the road for the first
and
5
Indiana
games,
Vasilev.
we're gonna have a lot of home games. But this isn't a lot of home games quite yet. Like this isn't enough. Like there's still a lot of home and away. When are we gonna get that chunk of home games?
Think about this. There's 17 games right here. There's only 6 home games.
Yeah.
That chunk is gonna come in August or September.
Let me pull that up now. So May 25th is the last game of the first half of the season, and then it's just a long break for the World Cup, which brings me back to why it's such a great idea to change
It was
the
July 25th.
calendar. Oh, I thought it was May. Oh, so they already have the break.
No, it's
So the
May,
first
and
half
then
of the
there's a
season is
break in
up until
June.
May. Okay, I see. So they already have the 2 games after the World Cup there. So there's a break from May 24th to July 22nd.
Yes.
Now, this is why the calendar change was so great.
Yeah.
Because the break is already built in. Instead of having to make a long break in your regular season, this is the last time you're going to have to see something like this. Because now we get regular international tournaments, which will not interfere with MLS regular season play.
Soccer Daddy doesn't like the schedule.
Well, this is the last one. It's going to be completely different moving forward now.
Well,
2027.
I guess while you bring up the next slide, I'm just going to bring up Night Games. Post says, don't let Messi play the last games. As we roll over to the last games.
Ooh, I see a lot of pink
We
there.
move into August. Yes. So August 1st, we start off rocking and rolling with Columbus at home. Then we got ourselves the first time we play Nashville in, thankfully, so long. August 15th, we go to Nashville.
Why do we have 2
Then
weeks
we
off there?
reunite. Where? In between the 1st and the 15th?
Yeah.
It's probably because they're squeezing in like a US Open Cup or some stupid tournament.
Terrible. Look, they make us wait 14 days between Columbus and Nashville, and then hey, guess what? 3 days later, you're gonna play against Philadelphia. What is that? And then I hate this.
Yeah, I mean, it's after that it gets really sticky. Because look at that. You have August 22nd, which is 3 days after Philly. We play against Toronto. I mean, for this next stretch, we're at home for a bit. Then 7 days later, on August 29th, we play against Bryce Duke. Why can't you appreciate the name references? The dude abides. Shout out to you, my friend. Like and sub for Bryce Duke, huh?
Because you think this is like not even the NBA, the players move all the time. But players move so much in football that it's pointless to even think that those players are still going to be around. Now, it's nice that we play Atlanta on a weekend. Is that going to be a Saturday
You
or
think
Sunday?
Bryce Duke's not going to be in Montreal either?
No, he's not. He's been there for like 2 or 3 years. He's done. He doesn't even start it anymore.
Retire.
He's not. You'll see CJ Dos Santos on September 20th. Ooh, look, on my birthday weekend, we're in Nashville.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
right
maybe I
there.
can
It's
finally
right
take
the
that
day
trip.
before. Yep.
I can finally take that trip that I've been trying to tell my wife that let's take. Okay. Nice.
Well, I didn't look back, but I think on my son's birthday, there's no game. On my
'cause
oldest
the World
daughter's
Cup.
birthday, the day after, there is a game because soccer hates my daughter. And she thinks that Messi is a hologram.
Yeah.
But let's keep going. So we play against Montreal the 29th of August. Then we move into September. Things get a little sticky here. There's a lot of games. The 5th, we play at home against Atlanta. Yes. The 9th, 4 days later, we move up to Chicago and get some Portillo hot dogs. Then 3 days later, we play against Nashville again. Then 8 days later, we play against Negri, McVeigh, and Dos Santos, aka Dos Salsa. So that ends our home stint. At least that's nice. And then September 27th, we got Columbus. And then another stretch where we're waiting 2 weeks to play against the DC Benteques.
There's always that first week of October international break.
We play against DC Benteke September 10th. The 14th, 4 days later, we host NYCFC. 3 days later, we go to ATL. 7 days later, we run to New Jersey and play against the Red Bulls. Then 4 days later, we go back home and play against FC Cincinnati. Then 3 days later, we play against Campana again.
Campana's not going to be there.
And then finish it off on the 7th of November for the crown, baby, against Charlotte.
I do like that we are ending the season in late November. I think I like that. It also tells me that next year, I have a feeling that 3-game first round probably won't be happening. I don't think that's going to happen next year, because if they do that, it's going to push way into December, and I don't think they want that. So I have a feeling that next year you won't see that 3-game first round. Dos Santos will not be. I never said that. I said he would be here. So I like that. I also like that they've said that after November 7th, that November international break, that happens after decision day. So they're going to have that, and then they're going to start the playoffs after the international break. So I think that that's great also, because that way you don't have all the injuries and everything that happened this year. All right. So my first look, my first, after really looking at the schedule, my first thought is a lot of home games in the second half of the year, which could be good when you're talking like Supporters Shield chase. I think it's a rough start to the season because those away games are some tough opponents. But interesting overall.
Wow. I love the end of the season. I feel like having a lot more home games towards the end is going to be very beneficial for the team. And I think the fact that it's a long string of home games in nice chunks, I think it's going to be super benefit for the team.
And Joker said Nashville Danny and cowboy boots made by Timberland.
My Timberlands broke on Halloween.
They broke? How do they break?
Yeah, walk in the neighborhood in my, because I had a Fix It Felix costume again this year, and my Tim's broke because I've had them for like 16 years. I never bought a new pair of Tim's.
Huh. All right. Curious in the chat, just in a couple words, your thoughts on the schedule, what you like the most, what you hate the most. And then Joker's asking over under on the stadium being done by April 4th. I think it's a lock. I think it'll be done. They had a lot of the reporters out there today.
It's going to be done.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is Miami.
They had the reporters out there today with like their hard hats, making videos of inside the stadium and stuff. Like it's on track. It'll be done. I have no doubt. Chris, your overall thoughts on the schedule?
I mean, I like it. I think the beginning kind of sucks, but I think it's something that we anticipated considering that we're getting a new stadium.
Yeah.
I do like I said, the long string of home games that we have towards the end of the season. I think it's going to be beneficial like that. And I think that it can set us up for a really, really positive season for the first year being a new stadium.
If you guys know me and you've watched the show long enough, you know that I love numbers. I love countdowns. So I already marked it. We have 135 days left until we get to go to Miami Freedom Park for the first game. So 135 days. I love countdowns.
Can't wait for
That's how
that.
I said
Can't
didn't
wait.
like it. That and then Chris said in the Spanish podcast that he didn't like the schedule. They're calling you out, Chris.
Well, you know what's funny is after I gotta be honest. I did say I didn't like it because I don't like that long stretch of away games that we have in the beginning, which is kind of the reason that I kind of like it, because we have a lot more at the end. But I didn't go into as much detail the schedule like I did here. Over there, especially because it's in Spanish, like I'm not going to dominate that conversation. And my connection was just horse shit. So yeah, I didn't like the schedule then, and I like it now. Okay, Gus? Can I have a change of consciousness from time to time? No?
I like that we're playing
Yes,
Colorado.
Gus, I love it.
In Colorado for the first time. I like that we're playing Raw Salt Lake. I like Portland. Again, and remember, this is the last full season, right? Because we're gonna have that mini season. We're gonna have that mini season in the beginning of 2027. But this is the last time we have this type of schedule. Because in 2027, to start the year, we're gonna have that 14-game schedule, and then the season starts in the summer of 2027, where we play everyone. Right? We have our division games where we play twice, every team in our division twice, and then we play everybody else once. So this is the last time you will see anything like this, because I do hate that we don't have Galaxy on the schedule. We don't have Vancouver on the schedule. We don't have Houston, because I know how much you love playing against Houston. We don't have them on the schedule, you know? So this is the last time we see a schedule like this.
Why do you hate that? I love that.
That we aren't playing Houston?
That we are. I love that we're not playing Houston. I love it.
So it should be an interesting season.
But you know what teams we're not playing is Sporting KC.
Why do you keep bringing them up?
And St. Louis.
So what? They suck.
Just bringing it up. That's all I'm saying. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what's happening. We're not playing FC Dallas. I mean, we got hate going all across the board for Texas. They only serve one purpose: open the stadium. That's it.
Yeah, but look, we have what? It's 30 teams. So we play. It's 15 in the East, so we play 14 times 28. So we play 28 Eastern Conference games. So that's 6 Western teams that we can play. So there's a lot of Western Conference teams that we're not going to play. If we play 6, that means we're not playing against 9.
We're not playing Vancouver.
Yeah. Again, this is the last year that anything like this happens. After this year, starting 2027 and summer 2027,
we're playing everybody.
We're going to play everybody. So it's going to be fine. Let's see if in the chat they had put any comments about the schedule. If not, we'll sign it off. I'm confused on the 2027 thing. Okay.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, Mike V saying Campani will be top scorer in the World Cup. Put the house on it.
He's not even going to start for Ecuador. Nicky said, I'm confused on the 2027 thingy. Okay, let me try to explain it real quick in a few words. At the end of this season that we saw the schedule. The regular season ends on November 7th. I'm assuming the playoffs are going to run through early to mid-December. You're going to have the end of December and then January as your off season. And then beginning February of 2027, you're going to have a condensed calendar from February to
sprint season.
Yeah, end of April, I think it is. It's going to be 14 games. The whole regular season is going to be only 14 games. And then the playoffs is going to be the month of May. And then that'll be that season. Now, Chris called it the Coupon Championship, but it will be a sprint season. It's going to be a very short season, and there will be a champion technically in 2027 that has that crown. And then once that season's over, it's going to be a quick summer. And then starting July of 2027, they're going to start the new calendar, which is going to run from the summer of 2027 all the way to May of 2028. And that is how the calendar will be moving forward from then on out. So this is the last regular calendar with the MLS 2.0, whatever you want to call it, like type of a structure. And then after this, it's completely new MLS and hopefully new rules coming along with it. But we haven't heard of that yet. And shout out to the Abide guys. Only 17 likes. You guys are killing us. Killing us. Chris, any final thoughts that maybe you can get out here before the midnight?
So, Soccer Daddy's asking, Chris, any condolences to Minnesota people? Yeah, I'll give some condolences. I made these time cards specifically for the guest that I had on the Eastern Breakdown for the snow. So just picture like the logo for Minnesota, because that's what they're going to give to all the fans that are coming in. They're going to give them a complimentary custom snow shovel. And they're also going to give them complimentary time cards because they're going to be working essentially on the pitch as snowmen, shoveling up all the snow. So this is Todd the Gods, but we'll get one to the people in Minnesota so that they can work on shoveling the snow.
I didn't want to get too into this, Chris.
Show's over, Danny.
Let's do it real quick. When does the season start here?
Listen, it starts February 21st.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Which is when
you want to try to calm me with facts. I'm bringing this bad boy out now. I see what you're doing. And you're not giving me time to set up, and I'm not allowing that.
Well, I don't need time to set up. This is off the dome. I'm just off the dome.
I'm not allowing it.
So February 21st is when it's going to start. That is when the winter break is going to end. So you're not playing any games in February that weren't already being played in February. And now let's move on to the end of the season. When is the final game? November 7th.
So the final game is November 7th, which
Correct.
Minnesota has a total of 14 days that it snows in November. In February, it snows 21 days on average for the month.
Why do you keep bringing up those numbers? Right now, they're playing in February anyway.
I'm just saying, it snows out there and it snows a lot. So get the snow shovels ready.
But they're playing in those days anyway.
Danny, I'm just telling you, get the snow shovels ready. It's a wrap for these guys. Can we get time cards for these people? Can we supply them with this?
I can't even have this debate with you. All right. And then real quick. So yes, and like I was just gonna say, in November 7th, they're playing in November, Chris. And then you have an international break. So what you have is what? 2-3 regular season games in November and early December, which could be road games. Are you gonna tell me how much it snows in November and December now, Chris? Is that what you're about to do?
Look, what I'm going to tell you is it snows. I haven't even gotten to Montreal. I get to Montreal, you're completely cooked. It snows like 27 days in February. Like 27.
We're not adding games in February,
You know what
Chris.
the odds are? I'm just saying,
What are you saying? You're not adding anything to February. It's still the same exact games in February.
What I'm saying,
it hasn't changed.
Listen, I'm talking to you guys that are watching from Minnesota and Montreal. You guys better
This is the
bundle
battered
up,
heroes.
my
This
boy.
is battered MLS. They're not watching this.
Listen, you're watching. I know you're watching. Come on.
No,
I know you're
they
watching.
watch the MLS show. They don't watch this show.
Bundle up.
We do this show for
Get that snow shovel.
For Inter Miami only.
Well, I mean, we're going to be sitting right next to palm trees.
Why are our first 5 games on the road? Because they need to make sure that their stadium's ready. So it gives them an extra month and some change to make sure that it is 100% ready to go. So that's why the first couple of games are on the road. All right. All right. I mean, I asked this with all the fear in my heart. Chris, do you have any final thoughts?
Just lock it. Bundle up, baby. It's gonna be a cold winter. It's gonna be a cold.
All right. If you guys want your Inter Miami Villains playoff shirts, we check out batterfans.com. We are going to be going live after the game on Sunday, Aki Sunday. And hopefully we're celebrating a dub, because if we lose, it's going to be an absolute disaster. And we'll be looking at this schedule a little differently, because that would be the next games. So hopefully that is not the case, but we'll see. So if you are listening on audio, appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube,
I work in logistics, boss daddy.
Oh, and then shout out to Loner on YouTube. He always comments on our stuff. Appreciate you watching. He criticized us because he said that our show yesterday was only 30 minutes. And he said, what the heck? And I appreciate the person that replied. I don't remember their name, but they said they got lives. Absolutely. Just a quick summary. When I first started doing this show, I had 2 kids, a different job, and only this podcast. We have more podcasts. I got more kids, and I got a new job. You know, time constraints are a little different now. So sorry we can't be pushing out those 1 hour. We used to go over an hour a lot of times. We can't do it as much as we used to. But we try to stay consistent, and we appreciate the love. And if you guys want to pay us a full salary to do this, hey, we'll give you guys our episodes 3 times a day. So appreciate everybody that's tuned in live. And hopefully by this time next week, I can have a schedule or a graphic that shows the Champions Cup games and all that stuff.
Got nothing to do with snow, guys.
What are you talking about?
They're saying I've never seen snow. That this is why I'm coming to the conclusion. No, I'm coming to the conclusion because in Minnesota it snows a lot. That's why. You want to live in Minnesota, Danny?
We'll be back after Sunday's game. So until the next one, have a good one.